Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of Save Your Cash, and this time we're going to be talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and I do believe I'm going to put some Minecraft footage up in the background. It's just me messing around in survival mode, and yes, let's just say something real quick. I know not a lot of people are going to watch this, I know not a lot of people are going to care, and I know a ton... 98% of people that do watch this will be infuriated with what I have to say, but I really don't care because I pretty much just talk on this channel because it gives me a chance to vent my feelings and the things that I have to say, and you know, maybe just possibly someone somewhere will feel the exact same way as me and it will help brighten their day. But other than that, Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty. I just want to remind everybody, I'm not a reviewer. I'm an amateur, really. I just talk about my opinion on a game, and well, I'm going to do it in a format that is a lot like a professional reviewer or just a reviewer. Guess what? Just don't take everything I say with a grain of salt. Everything I say I truly mean, but don't get all butthurt because someone else on the internet has a different opinion from you, because trust me, for the love of God, it's going to happen a lot. So, let's break Call of Duty down, or at least this reviewing segment of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 down into many different segments. Graphics, gameplay, single player, multiplayer, and that should be just about it. Might even break it down into story and all that, but that is really not the point. Okay, so first off, I'll start off with the graphics. As you guys know, this is about a 4 to 5 year old engine they're running on, and despite this point that I'm lip smacking endlessly, and it shows. It really does show. The game is ugly, okay? Anybody that says otherwise has no idea what beautiful graphics really are. Battlefield 3, Trine 2, Crisis, those are beautiful looking games. Trine 2 is beautiful because of its amazing aesthetic. Magicka! If you've never heard of Magicka, that could be described as a beautiful game. Why? Because the aesthetic is so amazing. Skyrim, yes, the graphics are not amazing, but it has this incredible Nordic theme, and not just Nordic, but this Roman theme that follows it, and it's amazing. So, with what little it does really well, but Call of Duty's graphics, they're butt ugly. Now, granted, I'm one of those people that thinks a game should be measured upon gameplay and not the prettiness of its paint job, okay? Understand this very carefully. Graphics do not make a game. Just because a game is ugly does not mean it is not worth your time. I can understand why it might not be, but then again, that makes you a self-centered, shallow dickhead. So, moving on from that, the game is really ugly because it's running on a 4-year-old engine. I'm pretty certain at this point it's not running in a smooth 40 frames per second. After playing the game as long as I have, it really, really starts to bug out. On a side note, though, moving on to single player. Well, as we all know, Call of Duty single players are not famous by any means, although they endlessly advertise their single players as if there's something cool, and they really aren't. If you think the Call of Duty single players are good, I'm going to have to come to your home and beat you to death. Why? Because you're an idiot. Okay? Call of Duty single players are not good. The story makes absolutely no sense, okay? And just to prove one point to you, no one really did manage to explain how, oh, by the way, spoiler alert, Russia, after they just got their ass handed to them way out of America, how in the hell did they honestly manage to then invade all of Europe in the space of a day? How do you explain that one, Infinity Ward? Or sorry, Sledgehammer, because Infinity Ward is a ghost company now. Hate to break it to you. And even then, the story's just all over the place, to be honest. I'm not gonna try to not spoil anything about any major deaths or anything like that, but it's, like I said, it's all over the place. It makes no freaking sense, to be completely, entirely honest with you. It makes no sense at all. So, besides that point, the single player is pathetically short. I'm pretty sure I beat it in 3 hours and 30 minutes. How the hell? How can you justify a $60 game that pretty much the single player shouldn't be there at all? It might as well be overlooked because it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It has no purpose to be there whatsoever. It is a horrible single player. Not to mention, it's and I'm going to touch on a reason to something. Some people really like the fast-paced linear action that's scripted and handholds you through the entire way. I do not! This game is a scripted and linear and just fucking holds your hand through the entire game, just like all the other Call of Duty, so you're not getting anything new, really. And on top of that, let's just, to use an analogy, basically, you get hit in the face with a frying pan before the game even starts. It's like, oh, yeah, by the way, the action's starting right away. And you know, that's cool. I don't mind getting right into the action right away. In fact, the game should grab your attention from the start. But the thing is, it should not do so by taking entire... Let me put it this way. I bet that if you got rid of all the entire scripted animation parts of Call of Duty, I would have probably beat that game in 2 hours. That's how pathetic it is. That's how little the gameplay really is. Horrible characters, and you really... I can't really say that you won't care about them. I mean, I've heard tons of people say that they like Price. You know what, Price is an okay character, it's just... we don't really learn that much about his story at any point, do we? He's from UK, and that's about it. It's really hard to care about these games. The single player is just non-existent, and hang on guys, my contact is bugging out on me. Just hang on, I'm gonna pause the recording real quick, and we'll be back in a second. And we're back. Sorry about that, guys. My contact is just really bugging out on me, and it still kind of is, but I'll see if I can soldier through this. So, where were we at? Yes, the single player. Really short. Story shouldn't even be there. It's a glorified shooting gallery. Holds your hand through the entire thing. It's scripted and linear. You get no freedom whatsoever. What more do I need to say about it? It's a Call of Duty. It's a Call of Duty single player. We're used to it by now. We know what to expect in terms of single player, and that is nothing. Okay? You are not going to get anything meaningful or worthwhile out of a single player game. Did I just pronounce that word worthwhile? Okay, way to go, Trey. Good pronunciation. But no. Like I said, you will not get anything. We're used to it by now. We like I said, we know what we're gonna get with a Call of Duty single player game. Which is nothing really. You get the same single player we've seen for the last time. Really short, bad story. Glorified shooting gallery, like I said. So single player might as well not even be there. But on to the multiplayer side of things. A lot of people have said Modern Warfare 2.5. And while I don't really want to agree with them, I can see their point. Let's be honest here, guys. This game is incredibly similar to Modern Warfare. And a lot of people can argue, oh, because it's a sequel, and then that will make me come to your house and beat you to death. There's another reason. Having a sequel does not justify using the exact same identical formula as its predecessor. I don't have a feeling that people understand what sequels are. A sequel is a continuation of the story. A sequel is a continuation of the series. That does not mean that you cannot improvise and innovate on what was already there. For example, Guild Wars 2. Do you remember the original Guild Wars 1? It was really PvP focused. Let's put it that way. It was really PvP focused. Now it's this huge, massive. It's one of the new titans coming out in terms of MMO games. Okay, it's gonna be really big. It innovates on everything that was there before, and I honestly want to say it's probably one of the best MMOs we're coming out there. It can be defined as a new generation MMO, but that is beside the point. This is not about Guild Wars 2. It's just an example of how a game can innovate. And Modern Warfare 2, in terms of multiplayer, does not really innovate. The guns feel pretty much similar. Yeah, the guns feel very similar as they did in Modern Warfare 2, except with a bit more kick. All the guns sound the same. I'm pretty sure there's about 3 different gun sounds in this game. It's really, it's depressing to me. I don't know why they would do this. So the sound is just absolutely way off. Besides that, the maps, we gotta touch on a touchy subject here. The maps are pathetically small. I mean, at an absurd level where you can pretty much shoot to the other side of the of the spawn points, and it's small to the point that Infinity Ward, or sorry, Sledgehammer Ward, let's call him that now. It's gotten to the point where Sledgehammer, they have no idea. They've had 4 years to fix the spawning of this game, and they haven't managed to do it. They haven't managed to do it. The spawning is just awful. The spawning in Modern Warfare 2 is pretty good, if I remember. It was alright, but it's what happened. Was it because the maps are too small? Because if that's the case, then yeah, I can understand that. The maps are pathetically small. And that I have to go on a limb here and say it's because of these small maps the spawning is horrible. People will spawn 4 feet away from you, in front of you, behind you, to the left side of you, to the right side of you. They can spawn wherever, whenever, and it doesn't matter if you're close or far or near or whatever. The spawning, it doesn't discriminate, guys. The spawning will come at you whenever. The spawning's an asshole. The spawning's like that bully that steals your lunch money. The spawning's a total douchebag. So that really impairs the multiplayer, which I will honestly say I enjoyed the Call of Duty multiplayer probably up until Black Ops. So there is that. So it's the same thing. And we all have to remember, Call of Duty is brainless fun where you run around and shoot people. That is all it is. Does that mean it's a bad thing? No. But if anybody tries to argue with me that it is a really in-depth strategical shooter, I will slap them. I will falcon punch them. Falcon punch them. Yeah, I think that's how it's spelled. And that is the nerdiest of all punches, and you will lie on the ground broken. So there you go. Other than that, what can I really say besides that, to be honest? It's just... this whole thing leaves a really bad taste in my mouth. Call of Duty leaves a really bad taste in my mouth because it proves to me that Activision has gotten lazy, and it really proves that timeless, age-old analogy that Activision could take a shit, strap the Call of Duty logo onto it, and they'd still make billions because we have the fanboys, and yes, I know far too many of these fanboys that foam at the fucking mouth every time they see a new Call of Duty game coming out. And granted how little I actually swear, at least on a video, shows how utterly convicted I am about this. It hurts me. I want Call of Duty to be really good, but from what it does, it doesn't excel at what it tries to do. The only thing it excels at is really fast-paced gun game action, but at the same time, it's so impaired and crippled by lack of guns, or at least lack of variety in those guns. It's so impaired by imbalance. The Type 95, the FMG 9s, the ACR 6.8, the UMP 45, it's still just as overpowered as it was in Modern Warfare 2. Trust me, I've been using it, I run around with it. And you can always argue that, oh well, you just hate the game because you're bad at it. Well, no, I hate the game because it has so many bad points to it that it cannot outweigh the good points. And there are good points to this game, guys. There are good points to Call of Duty, okay? There are good points to how it, with a little work, it could have a really amazing single player. It could actually put real effort into it. It could have something really amazing. With a little bit of work and balance being put into this multiplayer, it could really be epic. They could just tune in all those little problems, get rid of all those, fix them. The spawning, the imbalancements, the lack of customization. I hate to be the one to say this, but what happened to our player cards? It sounds stupid, doesn't it? But player cards were actually kind of nifty. What's wrong with customization? Why can't the player be in control of something? Like I said, I want this game to be really good, guys. I really wish that when I first saw Call of Duty 3, I was playing Battlefield 3, Skyrim, all that, and I wanted Call of Duty to be great, because Call of Duty has the potential. If just the developers can start realizing that eventually, one day, a game is going to come along and uproot it. Battlefield 3 nearly did that. All you need to do is go to a YouTube video and see the flame wars going on. Okay? So, it's just, right now, at the price of it, I hate to say it, but Call of Duty is not worth your cash. The only reason I haven't sold the damn thing yet, because they haven't patched anything. They have not patched the imbalancements with the weapon. They have not patched the spawning. In fact, they made a few shotguns more powerful than what they were before, which is kind of odd, seeing as how a Spaz 12 should not be able to snipe me. But anyways, it's just, once the price goes down, yeah, this game is worth your money. Without a doubt, it's worth your money. But, like I said, as I was going to mention earlier, the only reason I haven't sold the damn thing yet is because it's so much easier to get into a game on Call of Duty that it'll probably take up 5 minutes than to get in, say, a game of, for example, Battlefield 3 that will probably, you know, you'll get into it quickly, but the game will probably take you 45 minutes. That's a huge jump from the two. Well, I do think Battlefield 3 is a superior game. Yes, I know. Each game has its merits, and I will defend both of them on what they do very well to the death, but I will not try to lie about how good a game is, because I'm not blinded by sheer fanboy idiocy. Especially not when it comes to Call of Duty. I might be when it comes to Skyrim and Elder Scrolls, but we're not reviewing that here, and it really has no other competitor in terms of RPGs. So, as much as I hate to say it, guys, Call of Duty is not worth your cash until the price goes down. And I can always say that. Any game will be worth your cash once the price goes down, unless you're counting Mindjack, which is absolute bullshit. No, I'm never going to review that, because the sheer memory of it will just cause me to go into a schizophrenic state. And it will be bad. I will be talking to myself more than I am now. And no one will be answering me more than I am now. So guys, at the end of the day, Call of Duty is not worth your cash. Call of Duty has a really bad single player, multiplayer that is the exact same, and it really is not improved on from Modern Warfare 2 in any way whatsoever. It can have some fun moments. There's nothing more satisfying than going 30 and 2. It's fun, but it just feels like, say, like if you saw the Cirque du Soleil for the first time, you'd say it was amazing, but after seeing it for the 5th time in a row in the same night, you're probably gonna get sick of it after a while. That's kind of what Call of Duty is. It repeats itself, repeats itself, repeats itself, repeats itself, like your senile old grandfather. It's bad, guys. It's once they stop being lazy and realize, okay, we need to actually stop trying to steal from our consumer base by selling them the same game every year. That's when I will defend Call of Duty. That's when I will say, yes, this is an incredible game, it's worth your money. But that will only happen once they put actual effort into the game. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Crazy Gladiator. I am done for the day. Call of Duty is not worth your money until it goes down. It could be better, they need to improve. That is all for me. I know there's going to be the fanboys, I know I'm going to catch flack for this, but really, I don't care. I don't care what anybody has to say about my opinion of a game, and hopefully this helps someone. And you know what? Blind fanboyism just destroys competition. So, other than that, I have nothing else to say. Goodbye, guys. I'm done for the day. Peace.